Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego here in the Panhandle of Florida. It's December 18th, 2024, 6 p.m. Central Time, US, and it's time for your free information on green cards, K-1 visas, spousal visas, etc. Karina's back in the back of the house. She'll be joining us very shortly. She's taking care of things at the back of the house. Now remember, I'm not an immigration attorney, okay? I don't give you any legal advice. I don't work for USCIS or any of this little State Department. I just have 10 years, that's a lot of time, 10 years experience processing green cards and K-1 visas and spousal visas. So I'm here to help you for free. You can't beat that, right? Free is better than paying an immigration attorney thousands and thousands of dollars for a process that's so easy to do. The secret to a successful green card is, number one, you qualify for the benefit. Number two, you're patient. Number three, you put together a fantastic green card application. And I've made videos on how to put together a green card application. And DJ Elias is first up on the live stream. And DJ says, you are the best. Well, I'm here for you, okay? It's almost 2025, and you know what that means, a brand new year. And DJ says, DJ Elias, thank you for your great information. I'm glad to share it. I give it to y'all. I just download all this information for you, okay? And all you got to do is jump on the live stream, and if you have a question, I'll answer it for you. And you don't have to wait for 8 hours for USCIS to pick up the phone. You don't have to pay an immigration attorney $400 an hour or a minute or whatever it is to get an answer. Maryland. Life as a mom. Good evening, Diego. You're the best. Thank you for all your help. Anytime. Karina's at the back of the house. She's doing something back of the house. And here she is. I think she's coming in the door right now. Hello. Here she is. Okay. Karina's here, everybody. She was doing stuff at the back of the house. I'm not going to stop. I start the live stream at 6 p.m., okay? Mrs. Asada, where is Karina? She's right here. Poof. There she is. Life as a mom. Getting all my paperwork now to send in my husband's paperwork for his green card, right? Now, let's go over some stuff real quick. And for life as a mom, number one, you got to have a certified copy of the marriage certificate in the green card application. Certified from the courthouse, stamped and signed. You can't make a copy at Office Depot. It's got to be a certified copy from the courthouse. You got to print a copy of the I-94. You need a color copy of your biographic page, okay, of your passport and your beneficiary's passport. Lots of pictures of your wedding, lots of pictures of your honeymoon, and lots of pictures of your relationship over the years. You can put all that in there. Make sure your husband is on the title to your car, your RV, your motorcycle, your tent, whatever, your house. Prove cohabitation. Make sure your husband's is a joint bank account holder with your bank, so you got commingling of funds, and that's important. Immigration want to see commingling of funds. They want to see cohabitation. They want to see your husband on the electric bill, the water bill, the gas bill, whatever bills you can think of. Put his name on there, and then fill out. You're going to include Form 864. There's a new version that just came out of the 864. The 485, and repeat the medical exam. Life as a mom, you got to redo the medical exam and get the vaccinations recertified. Redo the medical exam. You got to get a brand new 693. Okay, brand new 693 has to be certified by a civil surgeon where you live in your city. Effective December 2nd, 2024. Immigration made that mandatory. Life as a mom, yes, got that in the mail. Veronica Sanders, how long did you wait to submit your green card application? Well, let's go over Karina's process real quick for Veronica. Karina and I, we arrived in the United States on January 3rd, 2024. January 3rd, 2024, the plane landed in Miami. We went through Border Patrol, Customs and Immigration. They issued Karina her I-94. They stapled it in her passport, and they also created a computer-generated I-94. I rented a car, an SUV. We drove from Miami to our home here in the Panhandle of Florida. It's about a 12-hour drive. So Karina's been through pretty much every state that there is in Florida. We got married on January 14th, 2024. So so Karina was in the country. We're about 2 weeks in the country, a little less than 2 weeks, got married. And then on February 29th, the leap year, we filed for Karina's green card. Well, Karina did. And February 29th, so from January 14th, when we got married, to February 29th, to when we filed for the green card, that's about 50, 60 days, which was enough time to put Karina on the bank, on the car, on the house, on the water bill, on the sewer bill, and let those bills come in with her name on it. And we printed them and we put them in her green card application. And Karina got her green card on June 25th, 2024. So it took about 3 months and a couple of weeks for her to get her green card. But remember, everybody's K-1 visa and everybody's green card application is different. Everybody's different. Just imagine it's like DNA, your fingerprints. When you submit a green card application, it's going to be different from the other person. It's going to be different from Karina's, okay? Everybody's green card application is different. So immigration, they get it. They open it up. Make sure you filled out the check properly to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Make sure you paid the right amount. If you're not including the work permit or advance parole, the cost of the green card and the biometrics is $1,440. So you make out a check to U.S. Department of Homeland Security for $1,440. You sign it, etc., and you put that as the first thing on the front of the green card application. That goes on top. They want to get paid. As soon as immigration cash your check, don't use a credit card. Don't use a credit card to pay for your green card or your K-1 visa. Use a check, personal check, or a cashier's check. Don't use a credit card and don't use money orders. Don't do that. Banks sometimes don't recognize the charge and they will block your transaction. 9 times out of 10, that happens. And then your green card is in limbo. Okay? Always pay for your green card with a check or a cashier's check. Let's see here. Life as a Mom got it in the mail. Fazak, hello, Diego and Karina. I went AWOL until this process played out. That's okay. Fazak, you're good. This channel is for you to use whenever you need it. If our goal is for you to get your green card, and then you come back on the channel when it's time to lift the conditions off the 2-year green card and go for the 10-year green card. Okay, the goal of this channel is to get your K-1 visa approved, to get your 2-year green card approved, and get your 10-year green card approved. And then become a citizen. Once you've done all that, there's no reason for you to be on the channel unless you want to just come out and hang out and chat with us, and we'll be glad to talk to you. Fazak, well, great news. Okay, my fiance got approved on Monday in Myanmar, in Burma. I never thought it would happen, so she got approved in Burma. I want to tell you how truly thankful I am to the both of you. Well, let's give Fazak the first Mountain Dew salute of the day for his fiance now I call it Burma, okay? Myanmar, I don't recognize the name Myanmar. I mean, maybe you do, but Mountain Dew salute, I recognize the country as Burma. So I call it Burma. But good job, Fazak. Now, next step, okay, get everything done and get her scheduled and get her into the United States. Fazak, holy macaroni, Fazak. That's a super sticker of all super stickers. Fazak, thank you, Fazak. That has got to be the Christmas super sticker of 2024. We appreciate you. That's going to keep me in Mountain Dew and Karina and Hardy's big breakfast for the whole month. Going into January. Now, Burma is what, Frank, I call Myanmar Burma. The reason I call it Burma is because there's a bunch of military people took over the government, right? A bunch of communists, I think, and they said, we're going to call Burma Myanmar. Well, nobody recognizes that country as it's Burma. Fazak, the most important thing is your fiance got approved, and she's going to leave Burma and get to America, and you guys are going to get married and live happily ever after for the rest of your lives. But remember, when you get to the United States, you got to make sure you put the green card package together correctly, no errors. Immigration is getting strict on income. They're getting strict on, if you get an RFE, if you mess it up, that's going to, you can't, if you get an RFE, okay, no big deal. But you got to respond to it correctly and fix the problem immediately. Let me see here. Fazak, good job. We're happy for you. I mean, that's fantastic news. Jay Hughes, hi Diego, how are you doing? We're good. Please, can I use the form that expires in 2026? For what? Jay Hughes, what form are we talking about? There's a million forms in immigration. Are you talking about the K-1 visa form, the affidavit of support, the declaration of financial support? What form are you talking about? And I'll give you the answer. Rohit, hi Diego, both cute, lovely couple. Well, thank you. But I'm going to give Fazak another Mountain Dew salute for that super chat of all super chats. I think that's the record. Fazak, 2024 record. Tell me which form we're talking about, Jay Hughes. Rohit, hi Diego, both cute, lovely couple. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And Rohit, after you get 2-year green card in hand, from that day, how long do you have to wait till you apply for the 10-year green card? Okay. So here's your 2-year green card, right? Let's put it up the right way. That's your 2-year green card. I don't know if this one's better. Let's show this one. This got Montserrat on it. 2-year green card. Right here is the issue date. Right here is the expiration date. You look at the expiration date and you minus 90 days. 90 days from the expiration date, within 90 days of the 2-year green card expiring, you must lift the conditions off of that 2-year green card within those 90 days before it expires. If you try to lift the conditions too early, the green card will be denied. If you try to lift the conditions past the expiration date, then the green card is automatically terminated and your wife will be processed for deportation. So you can see how important it is, right? To make sure that you lift the conditions off of the 2-year green card 90 days before it expires. Not 91 days and not once it's expired. Within 90 days. So Karina's 2-year green card expires June of 2026. So she has to lift the conditions off of her 2-year green card in March or April of 2026. We're going to go March. Did that explain it to you? Rohit, tell me you understand what I said, because it's very important you understand what I said. Very important. Fazak, yes, I know how the green card will be a big problem income-wise. Now I'm retired, but she'll be here, so I'm not worried about that. Fazak, now you have identified a problem, which isn't a problem. I like your attitude. I like that attitude. Get a joint sponsor, okay? My recommendation, get a joint sponsor. Start like tomorrow, okay? She got approved even though I had no income or tax return for 2023 or 2024, so I now expect her to be approved. You didn't expect her to be approved. I do have a lot of assets, though. Listen, Fazak, assets are great, okay? They will definitely help you, but you must absolutely get a joint sponsor for the green card. You made it through the K-1 visa, scary visa interview in Burma, okay? But you're gonna have to get a joint sponsor. Trust me on this one. Please, I don't want to see your green card get denied because of something that's, you're retired, right? My lovely lady is very religious and prayed at the temple every day this past 18 months. Well, that's a Mountain Dew salute, okay? Now I'm going to say, being from Burma, she's going to probably be Buddhist, right? And what she did really significantly gave her a lot of headway and gave her a lot of help in getting through this. But listen, Fazak, please get a joint sponsor, like tomorrow. Just say, hey, look, I need somebody to help me out, just to get the green card approved, and then I'll get, then she'll get to work. I know, but no one wanted to help me, and I have no family to count on. Fazak, you got to find somebody, my friend. immigration right now, after December 2nd, 2024, they've become very, very strict on income. Okay? You got to do it. You got to find somebody. Rohit, let me see. I don't want to miss anybody's question. Jay Hughes, so the adjustment of status form. You go into USCIS.gov. Listen, listen to me, Jay Hughes. Go into USCIS.gov/forms. Go into this website right here. And 864, the 485, the 1693. Can I still use these forms that expire in 2026? Go into USCIS.gov/forms. Okay. Go into USCIS/forms. It's a website. Go Google it. USCIS.gov/forms. Go into that website and then page down on those forms that you need, and those are the ones you're going to use that are currently active at USCIS.gov/forms. Any other forms are no good. Okay. I just made a video today on the expiration dates of the forms for the green card and the K1 visa. I just made a video today. These are the expiration dates. These are the forms that you must use now as of December 18th, 2024. You got to use these forms today. Any other forms are no good. So if you filled out an 864, 3 months ago, it's no good. You got to shred it and redo the form, okay? But Fazak, we're happy that your fiance prayed at the temple. Everything is going to be fine. And please, Fazak, please find a joint sponsor. You got to trust me on this one. Rohit, yes, I understand. Thanks. But how long you have to wait for 10-year green card processing wise? It all depends. We don't know. When in 2026, when we get to 2026 and we apply for Karina's 10-year green card, we'll have a better understanding of how long it takes. USCIS is about 2,000 people understaffed. Okay. They did pretty good. COVID came in and immigration. And then when COVID came in, K1 visas were not being processed. Green cards weren't being processed. Nothing was being processed. So the income at USCIS went down to horrendous levels of nothingness. So what they had to do was raise the prices on April of 2024. They raised the prices. They hired 4,000 new people last year. Now that the numbers are coming back up, people are applying for visas. Remember, immigration pays for the processing. They pay the employees their salaries from the visa fees. Okay, so they raised the prices in April. So when in March of 2026, when we apply for Karina's 10-year green card, we'll know how long it's going to take. It could take 6 months. It could take 9 months. Okay, we don't know. Right now, I don't know. I haven't checked. I haven't even bothered to look how long it's taken to get a 10-year green card. But I'll do that. I'll check on it. I'll definitely find that out, okay? Let me see here. Rohit, how long have to wait for a 10-year green card? I don't know right now how long it's going to take to process it. What happens if you don't get a 10-year green card in 90 days in your address? What can you do? What do you mean? Well, if you don't get a 10-year green card in 90 days in your address, what can you do? If you don't, when you apply for a 10-year green card, you're going to get a form I-797 saying that they received it, approved it, blah, blah, blah. And then you got to wait for the 10-year green card to get mailed to you. It's going to take longer than 90 days. Okay. It's going to take longer than 90 days. Just like when you apply for the 2-year green card, you just got to wait for it. Karina applied for hers February 29th. She got it June 25th. And it's taking longer now. It's taking 9 months, 9 months to get green cards now because they got to hire 2,000 more people. They hired 4,000 people. They trained them and they lost 2,000 people after they trained them. Now they got to retrain 2,000 more people. It's just, some people can handle the job at USCIS. Some people can't handle it. When they can't handle it, they quit. And then immigration's got to hire new people. It's not an easy job to trying to decide whether you're going to approve someone's green card or not. It's a stressful job. Imagine you got somebody's life in your hands and you're an immigration officer. So they got to hire more people. And when they do, the process is going to speed up. So Jay Hughes, I just made a video, okay, updated expiration dates of forms. Watch the video. It's about 5 minutes, and it will tell you the expiration date of the forms, okay? Do not use an expired form. If you do, your green card will be denied. It will be denied. Immigration is getting strict, okay? Go to uscis.gov/forms, click on the form and see the expiration date. If the form that you filled out doesn't match the form on the computer right now, then you got to redo the form. Rohit, if in 90, if you don't get green card, what happens then? What do you mean if you don't get green card in 90? 10-year green card take months to process also? Yeah, the 10-year green card takes months to process, just like a 2-year green card. They take time, guys. It takes time. There's nothing fast about this. There's nothing fast about this. Jay Hughes, I just made a video. Expiration dates for USCIS forms for green cards and K1s. If you watch the video, it's 4 or 5 minutes long. Look at the expiration dates. I put them out there publicly across the world. Use those forms. If you filled out any form other than the ones that are in my video or on the USCIS.gov website, you got to redo the form, or you're going to have a problem. Rohit, it's going to take probably 4 or 5 months to get a 10-year green card. It could take 5 months, maybe longer. Fazak, yes, I agree, Diego. This process has opened my eyes to a lot of things regarding friendships. Absolutely. You know, the immigration process is not easy. Not anybody can do this. Number one, you got to qualify. You got to qualify. Number two, you got to be patient. And number three, you got to be making trips back and forth to a foreign country, back and forth, back and forth. I made 5 trips to see Karina in Colombia, and when I was in Colombia with Karina, we made trips together around Colombia. We went to Cartagena. We went to Chahuachi. We went to Villa de Leyva. We went to Villa de Leyva for a week. We said, hey, let's go somewhere. We jumped on a bus and went to Villa de Leyva. We got off the bus and we said, okay, where are we going to sleep? Karina's like, well, let's go and check in some hotels. The hotels are real small in Villa de Leyva. So we just Karina's knocking on, hey, you got any space? We're here for a week. The first hotel we knocked on the door, they didn't answer the door. We're like, what the heck? Karina's like, nobody answered the freaking door. So we went to another hotel. It's like a house. They said, when do we need us? Come on. Yeah, we got you for a week. And we kept all the receipts of our trips together to Cartagena, to Villa de Leyva, to Cucuta, to Chahuachi. We kept all the receipts and I put them in the K1 visa application. My advice is if you're in a K1 visa process, you haven't submitted the paperwork yet, make at least 2 trips to go see your beneficiary. 1 trip is the rule, right? Immigration Congress says you got to make at least 1 trip. My recommendation is you make 2 trips, and that way immigration can really see you guys are real, and then make another trip during the K1 visa waiting period. And then when her K1 visa gets approved, fly to her country or his country, that's her 4th trip, and go to the visa interview if the embassy will allow you to. And then you put all that evidence in your green card application. Rohit, you can apply for U.S. citizenship 3 years. If you are a foreign national, Karina is from Venezuela. She married Diego, a U.S. citizen. If you're a foreign national and you marry a U.S. citizen and you get an approved 2-year green card, you can apply for U.S. citizenship after 3 years from the issue date on the 2-year green card. So you get your 2-year green card, right? And you look for the issue date. Oh, okay, Karina was issued June 25th, 2024. So 3 years from June 25th, 2024, Karina can apply for U.S. citizenship, which will be Actually, 90 days before that. So it'll be March of 2027. But to become a U.S. citizen, you got to pass a test on history and government. You got to be able to read and write English. Not perfect, but, you know, somewhat. And I think under the President Trump, it's going to be a lot stricter becoming a U.S. citizen. Okay? So if you want to become a U.S. citizen, after 3 years from the issue date of your 2-year green card, start learning English, start learning about our history, our Constitution, etc. That way you're going to pass the interview and you'll get your U.S. citizenship. Then you don't have to mess around with immigration anymore, right? MB, I completed my I-865 change of address form. They made multiple mistakes on the receipt letter they mailed you. My middle name is wrong, address, they put my name, the sponsor, the benefit. Don't worry about it. As long as immigration knows where you live, MB, your new address, don't even worry about it. You're good. Just make a copy of it, make a copy of that, and that will be proof that you notified immigration of your new address. So when your beneficiary, when you apply for U.S. citizenship, the first thing they ask you when you apply for U.S. citizenship is, you know, have you left the United States for any reason? Have you gone anywhere for any reason? Ukrainian's going to say, no, I've never left the United States. I've been a continuous resident for 3 years. Okay. The second question they're going to ask you is, have you ever moved? And Ukrainians say, no, we haven't moved anywhere. But if you do move, you got to fill out Form AR-15, and the sponsor has to fill out Form 865. If you do not notify immigration that you have moved, when you go to apply for U.S. citizenship, there's a good chance your U.S. citizenship will be denied. Okay? If you move, you got to tell immigration. If they mess up the name, people, human beings are processing this, right? Just print the form and show that you notified immigration that you moved, and you're covered. So MB, just relax, all right? You're good. Rohit, 2 years, the green card expires right in 90 days. It takes months to process. What is your residency status and what do you work? What paperwork they need? Let me try to figure out the question, Rohit. Hold on. 2-year green card expires, okay? 90 days before it expires, you got to apply for a 10-year green card, okay? What is your residency status then? You are a legal permanent resident of the United States of America when you, number one, applied for your green card. When you apply for your 2-year green card, you get an I-94, right, from Border Patrol, Customs, whatever they call themselves. That is your temporary green card. Your I-94 is your temporary green card while you're waiting for your 2-year green card. Your temporary probationary green card, okay? So your I-94 expires and you still haven't got your 2-year green card. Don't worry about it. You're in status. You're good because you got an I-797 from immigration saying your green card's been approved, right? So the I-797 is now your temporary green card while you're waiting for the green card. You're in status. You get your 2-year green card in the mail. Congratulations. Now you're going to start collecting evidence for your 10-year green card. You got to keep collecting evidence for your 10-year green card. Okay? You don't stop collecting evidence. You keep collecting bills, bank statements, taking pictures of you with friends and family, Christmas celebrations, Hanukkah celebrations, whatever you celebrate. It doesn't matter what you celebrate. But whatever it is you celebrate, you got to get pictures with family and friends. All these celebrations, how many Christmases and how many Hanukkahs and how many, I don't know, what do they celebrate in the Middle East? What do they celebrate? Christmas? I don't know. But whatever you guys celebrate, you got to, if you attend a family gathering for these events, Independence Day, whatever it is, get pictures. These pictures need to go into the green card application for your 10-year green card, okay? You got to keep showing a relationship with your beneficiary over the next 2 years. You got to keep proving it. And then when you get the 10-year green card, then you can take her chill pill. Then you can relax. You can put your feet, okay, I don't need to be on this channel because I got my 10-year green card, right? But then after 10 years, you got to renew it. You don't renew a 2-year green card. There's no such thing as a 2-year green card renewal. When your 2-year green card expires, it's done. You have to lift the conditions off of it. You have to take the ankle bracelet off of your ankle and get your 10-year green card. But then you get that, but the 10-year green cards, those are the ones that expire, and you just renew them, okay? But the goal is to become a U.S. citizen, all right? And B, don't worry about the mistakes on the receipt letter. Don't worry about it. You notified immigration of your new address. That's all you had to do. So Rohit, you're going to apply for the 10-year green card 90 days before the 2-year green card expires. How long does it take to process? I don't know, but you're still in residency status. You're still a legal resident of the United States, even though, because you're going to have your 2-year green card, even though it's expired. You're going to make a copy of the front and the back of the 2-year green card. You're going to include it in the application for the 10-year green card. You've got your 2-year green card. It's expired. You're waiting for the 10-year green card. You're in status. You're good. Okay, as long as you can prove that you applied, you got the check, right? You wrote a check to immigration for $750 for the 10-year green card. I think that's how much it costs to lift the conditions as of December 18th, 2024. You can do this, guys. Don't overthink it and don't sweat it. Okay? Karina's like a lot of people, they panic when their NOA-2 letter expires. Oh, my NOA-2 letter's expired for my K-1 visa. Okay, but are you in contact with the National Visa Center? Are you processing a visa interview at the embassy? Karina's NOA-2 letter had been expired for 2 freaking months. Her NOA-2 letter expired in September of 2023. We finally got her a K-1 visa interview at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, November 16th, 2023. Her NOA-2 letter had been expired for two months. But we weren't worried about it because we maintain contact with the embassy. We maintain contact with the National Visa Center. That extends your NOA-2 letter. Immigration is not going to cancel your K-1 visa with an expired NOA-2 letter, okay, as long as you're in contact with immigration. Let me see. Rohit, you're going to be in status, okay, when you apply for your 10-year green card. Relax. Jay Hughes, all right, Diego, you're welcome, Jay Hughes. Fazak, Diego, how long do we have before we have to submit an application for the green card? Okay, Fazak, here's what you do. You get to America. You land in the United States with your beautiful bride from Burma, okay? Give yourself a week to 10 days, say 2 weeks. You get married within 2 weeks of her arriving. You keep all the evidence of your wedding. All the evidence of everything you can possibly think of. You buy lunch for everybody who comes to your wedding. You keep the receipt. You get a picture of everybody at the wedding. Wedding pictures, honeymoon pictures. The maximum time you have to apply for the green card is 6 months from the day you get married. My recommendation to ensure a very smooth process and to get the green card as quick as you can is to get married, put together a green card package over the next 50 to 60 days, and apply for the 2-year green card within the 90-day window on your I-94. Even if it's day 89, okay? Immigration is looking to see that. Immigration says, okay, you just got married. It shouldn't take you any longer than 60 days to put a green card package together. It took us 58 days to do a really good, strong green card package. And Karina got a green card in 3 months and a couple of weeks. Okay, you got it? 6 months, Fazak, is the max. You don't want to go past 6 months from the day you get married, okay? Rohit, you can apply for U.S. citizenship at 3 years. Yes, 3 years from the issue date on the 2-year green card. Let me see here. Fazak, Diego, how long do we have before we submit the application for the green card? What, max, 6 months is the max. Rohit, the 3-year citizenship rule. If from day you married, that day from when you got your 2-year green card approved. No, the 3-year citizenship rule starts on the issue date of your 2-year green card. You look at your 2-year green card. Here's your 2-year green card. Here's the issue date. 3 years from the issue date is when you can apply for U.S. citizenship with Form N-400. And you can do it online. You don't have to be, you can do it, go online and do it. It's easy. Applying for U.S. citizenship, 2 years, it's 3 years. You can apply for U.S. citizenship if you are married to a U.S. citizen 3 years from the issue date of your 2-year green card. But you got to apply for the 10-year green card, but the issue date still stays in effect. Denise Jefferson. Hello, Diego and Karina. We have our interview on the 22nd of January. Can you tell us how to prepare? Have you ever attended an interview? Yes, I had to. Not for, but for in Colombia, I went to one. Okay, but how the question Denise Jefferson has is, how can we prepare? Here's the thing, Denise. When you go to your interview, you got to bring with you the letter for the interview. You got to bring with you all the evidence, a complete copy, if you have it, of your 2-year green card application or your K-1 visa, whatever you put in your 2-year green card application for Kenneth, right? You got to bring all that with you to the interview. Dress business casual and don't sweat it. Kenneth's gonna get his green card, okay? So apparently immigration got bored and they just decided to throw you out for an interview. They threw you into the interview den. Don't worry about it. You qualify for the benefit. You got hammered on the bank statements, all the bills, the title to your car, the house, all that stuff, right? Bring all that evidence with you, Denise, to the interview. Bring it with you to the interview. Copy of Kenneth on the water bill, the electric bill, the trash bill, whatever you got, whatever bills you have his name on, you bring all those with you to the interview. The wedding pictures, very important. The marriage certificate certified by the clerk of the court, very important. Okay, his name on the bank statements, very important. His name on the title to your car, the house deed. Bring everything with you. The immigration officer is going to take the documents, and he'll probably interview you together. Okay, he'll interview you together. But if he doesn't, if he separates you, don't panic. It's all good. It's called a Stokes interview. But what the immigration officer is going to do is separate you. Somebody's going to talk to Kenneth. Somebody's going to talk to you. They'll match up the statements that he made and you made. And if they are equal, you get your green card. Okay? They may ask you questions at a green card interview like, how did your relationship start? How did it grow? How did you meet each other? They may ask you. They may ask Kenneth, what's the color of the carpet in your living room? They may ask Kenneth, what's the color of your car? They may ask Kenneth, what side of the bed does he sleep on? I'm serious. They may ask Kenneth questions like, questions about your family. Denise, do you have any family members? Do you have family members? Kenneth better know who they are. What's their names? Where they live? Okay. They may ask you, do you know anything about Kenneth's family? Now, I believe he's from Nigeria. Okay. And you've been to Nigeria, right? And you've met his family, so you know their names. The interview, it's going to be quick if you put together a strong green card application. I'm sure Kenneth watched the videos I made on how to put a green card package together, and you got unlucky. You got thrown into the pile for a second interview. Don't worry about it. It's all good. As long as you can back up the relationship, prove it, you're fine. And Denise says, can you tell us how to prepare? Make sure you know everything about each other. What's Kenneth's favorite food? What doesn't he like? What TV shows does he like to watch in the United States? What TV shows doesn't he like? You got to know everything about him as put in regarding to your status living together. Okay? Janice, I'm an immigration officer. What side of the bed do you sleep on? Does Kenneth like to watch anything on TV in particular? Well, yeah, he likes to watch this show. It's his favorite. Okay? And then they may ask him that same question in another room. And if those things match up, you're fine. Basically, what you got to do is just bring all the documents with you that you submitted, copies of them. So it's very important, ladies and gentlemen, watching this video. It's going to be in a video format. Right now, I'm live here. I'm here. Ow! I'm alive. Ow! Ow! I'm here for you right now, live. Okay. But if you watch the video in the future, if you get asked to go to a green card interview, whatever you submitted to your green card application, you made a copy of it, right? The whole package. Bring that with you to the interview. The basics that they're really looking for, what they're really looking for is Kenneth's name on the water bill, the electric bill, the bank statements, cohabitation. Denise Jefferson, I thought we had a solid package. We need a live on a strong package to avoid an interview. It's nerve-wracking. No. If you watch the videos that I made on how to put a strong green card package together, you're going to be fine. You just got thrown into an unlucky pile of people that have to go for an interview. Mostly this happens in California, primarily Los Angeles for some reason. But it's just unlucky. But if you bring with you to the green card interview, everything that you put together for your green card application with Kenneth, you're good to go. They just want to see you face to face, basically. They want to see how you interact with each other. You know, like Karina, she puts her hand on my leg all the time. You know, I'm driving down the street, Karina steps, she puts her hand on my leg. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. Okay. Denise, they're going to want to see how you interact with Kenneth face to face. That's what they're looking for. Okay. Just relax. You're fine. We're going to do this. Okay. Now I've done this before, but I'm going to do it again. Now I don't care if Larry likes it or not. I'm putting all this pixie dust, if I can find it, all over your green card interview, January 22nd. And you're going to be doing just fine. Just relax. Immigration want to see how you interact with Kenneth. How do you relate with him? You had a solid package, Denise. You didn't do anything wrong. So the 22nd of January, we'll put a note on that. FASAC, thanks. The co-sponsor will be the only hurdle right now. It's not a hurdle. Pixie dust for FASAC getting a joint sponsor. You got to get one. You can do it. You got to do it. You can do it. A Mountain Dew salute to FASAC for that fantastic super chat. Unbelievable. We appreciate you. But we're going to get you through this. Okay? The way you approach a joint sponsor is you say, look, I got my green card. I got my wife, my fiance here, my wife, now my wife. And in order to qualify for the green card, I just got to have a backup. I got to have some backup. I'm retired. I just need backup to get the green card. And then you explain to this person, okay, you need to fill out the 864. I need your last tax return. A letter from your boss saying how much money you make, where you work, 6 months worth of pay stubs, etc. All that financial stuff you have to get from a joint sponsor. You tell the joint sponsor that information will be destroyed by USCIS once they've reviewed it and approved your green card. It gets destroyed. They'll scan the 864. They'll scan that, but they'll destroy everything else. And then you tell the person, help me get my wife her green card. And in 3 years from now, she'll be a U.S. citizen. And then in a couple of months from now, she'll be working. And then when I file my taxes in 2026, I won't need a joint sponsor. Okay? And that person will help you. But the biggest hurdle that joint sponsors have is, oh my, I'm going to be responsible for this person for 10 years. Technically, that could be. But you got to explain that your wife-to-be from Burma is going to be a U.S. citizen in 3 years, and then that obligation goes away. Denise, you're good, Denise. You got a solid package. You're good. They just want to see how you interact together. That's all. It's kind of like when you take your driver's test, the first thing you got to do is take the test on the science. Can you pass the science test? Well, you did that. Now they want to see how you drive. That's all it is. It's just the second part of the test. You can do it. You and Kenneth, Denise, well, Kenneth's going to get his green card. Just relax. Let me see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Mrs. Asadu, to Denise Jefferson, make sure you go over your information you send them. I know someone just had an interview and they were approved. There you go. Take everything with you that you submitted. That's what I just said. But Mrs. Asadu always backs me up. She's always got my back. Chris and Emil, hey, my wife received the Social Security number above saying work temporary. What authorization, what to do next? Now listen, Chris and Emil, let me explain something to you. So here's your wife's Social Security card. And it says work authorized by Homeland Security only. What does that mean? That means that your wife cannot work with her Social Security card. This is just so she can get on your bank or get on the electric bill or get on the water bill. You have, what that verbiage means on that Social Security card means you got to wait for your green card or your work permit, actually the green card. Once the green card arrives and you got it in your hand, you go back to the Social Security office. Listen to me, Chris and Emil. When you get the green card, you go back to the Social Security office and apply for a new Social Security card. That will then be mailed to you from Baltimore, Maryland, okay, with all that verbiage gone. Karina got her new Social Security card. When she had her green card in her hand, Karina went back to the Social Security office. She goes, here's my green card. Here's my green card. They went in the computer and they said, Mrs. Ross, well, your status has now been changed from I-94 to legal permanent resident. You'll get your new Social Security card in about 10 days. And it's going to say Karina Ross, and that's it. And it only took 6 days, I think. It's easy. Chris and Emil, you cannot work with a Social Security card. You cannot. You can only work in the United States with a Social Security card or a green card and work permit. Mrs. Asadu, Denise, congratulations on your interview. Believe you already approved. Keep that attitude. Yeah, she's already approved. Denise Jefferson and Kenneth are good. They're approved. They just want to do a little face. They want to see how you interact, you know. They want to see you doing snuggy duggies, you know. You get snuggy duggy with like this. Okay, Denise, you get put your arm around Kenneth and go, oh, everything's gonna be good. That's how it works. They want to see interaction. Okay. Jay Hughes, can you still file for a green card if your I-94 expires? Yes, you can. You got up to 6 months. Don't go past 6 months. Okay. The I-94 is temporary status. It's like your temporary green card. But you got the ultimate goal. The best way to get the green card in your hand is to file within the time frame on the I-94. That's the goal, okay? Within those 90 days. If you can't do it for any reason, it's okay. But you cannot go past 6 months from the day you got married. Chris and Emil, she can't work to apply for a job. Is that correct? That's correct. Very good. She has to wait for the work permit. That's correct. And even with the work permit, her Social Security card will not change. When she gets the green card, go back to Social Security office, say, here's my wife's green card, set an appointment, whatever you got to do, and then you will get a brand new Social Security card in the mail after about a week to 10 days. Let me see. But you cannot work. If you have your Social Security card in your hand, you cannot work on that card. You got to wait for the green card. And Jay Hughes, relax on the I-94. Okay, let me see here. Row it. USCIS is actively reviewing your case. Take 120 days or more by law or any policy. Okay. Chris and Emil, I think you skipped my question.
Yeah.
I did? Did I?
Mm-hmm. No idea.
My wife received her social security number above saying work temporary. That's right. You cannot work on it with a social security card. The social security card gives you permission to open up a bank account with your U.S. citizen sponsor. That's it. You can't work with it. You don't have permission to work with a social security card. That's why Homeland Security writes it on the front of the card. But when you get your green card, you go back and you update your status to legal permanent resident. The I-94 goes away and you get a brand new social security card and all that verbiage goes away. Ask Karina. But luckily for her, I know the process. Right? There you go. Fazak, I did all that, asking for the K1. Everyone said no, they didn't want to do it. Fazak, we got to get you a joint sponsor. You got to get a joint sponsor, Fazak, somehow. Unless you have $100,000 in the bank, cash, at a minimum, and your house is paid for. You could use that as assets, but you want to have at least $100K in the bank. Okay, because they want to see that you got plenty of cash in the bank to give your beneficiary time to get her green card and get to work, because it could take 9 months to get her green card. So they want to see that you can at least take care of her for 9 months at a minimum, a year, and make sure that you get her on your health insurance. That's very important. Never apply for a green card without your beneficiary being on your health insurance. Immigration look for that. But Fazak, I think you'll be able to find a joint sponsor. I really do. But if you got lots of cash in the bank, I would say 100 grand or more, you should be all right. I can't see, maybe you got a friend or a brother or a family. Somebody's got to help you out here. Mrs. Asadu to Chris, you should start adding your wife on your bank statements. Yeah, that's right. I agree. Francois Livingston, good evening, Diego. And Karina, sorry I'm late. Francois, you are never late. Okay, class, this is your class. When you consider this as a master's degree in green cards and K1 visas. Consider it a master's degree. When you if you are a college student and you're in a master's degree class, do you always have to be in class to pass your master's degree? No, you don't have to always be in freaking class. And if you show up to class late, if you're taking a master's degree, are you going to lose credit? No. They want to see you. As long as you pass the tests, you're good. So, Francois, you're not late, okay? Francois to Denise Jefferson, you and Kenneth got this. Absolutely. I believe in you just like you believed in my journey. Denise and Kenneth are going to be perfectly good. Francois, they just want to see how they interact together. They want to see if there's lovey-dovey there. If there's like little pigeon, little cupids flying around. That's what they're looking for. Okay? Immigration want to see. These people are highly trained in body language. They're body language experts. Okay? Homeland Security folks, they're highly trained in body language. They first read your body language. They watch how you walk into the immigration room. They watch you out in the parking lot. Yeah. Is Kenneth gonna open the door for Denise? There's cameras watching you. They're watching everything you do. You get out of the car. Do you hold hands when you walk to the immigration room? You're walking across a parking lot of 100 cars. Immigration is watching you with a camera. Are you holding hands? Do you have your arm through Kenneth's arm like this? Are you holding arm in arm? How are you interacting with Kenneth when you walk from the car to the immigration office? When you sit down, do you sit down and hold hands? How do you interact? This is what they want to see. This is what they want to see, Denise. And I have complete faith and confidence in you and Kenneth in a relationship, and your relationship is real. You went through a lot to get him here, just like Francois did. I got confidence in you. If you do what I say, business casual, interact. How do you interact? starting from when you pull up into the car parking lot and leave your car or get out of your SUV. Do you hold hands when you're walking across the parking lot? Think about it. They're watching you. Chris and Emil, can she apply the driver's permit to use for joint bank account or just a state ID? It depends where you live. It depends where you live. In the state of Florida, you cannot get a driver's license or a state ID without a green card. And the first thing they did was when Karina got her driver's license, they took her green card, they put her alien registration number into the computer. It was sent to Tallahassee. Tallahassee bounced it against Homeland Security, Immigration, and they said, okay, this is a match. Karina's in the country legally. She passed her written test. She passed her driver's test. She got her driver's license. We didn't even bother with state ID. We went skip way past that. It all depends on the state where you live and what rules they have in regards to driver's licenses and state IDs. And Francois to Denise. Yeah, we got Francois, Denise, and Karina and I all say we got faith in Denise and Kenneth. You guys are going to be fine. That's nothing nobody else has been through. Okay. The immigration got bored. They said, okay, let's do an interview on these folks. Relax. Sharing Properties 2022. Sharing Properties. So are you into real estate? What are you selling? Sharing Properties. You selling houses, condos? What are you doing? Diego, did anyone from USCIS come to your home to see where your fiance would live? No, not that I know of, but they're welcome to come over anytime they want. But as long as, Karina's not at work, Karina starts work at 4 o'clock in the morning. So if immigration wants to come over and knock on our door, they got to do it when Karina is home from work. Or if they come over at 5 o'clock in the morning, if immigration comes to your house, they can do that. The usual time they do it is at like 5 o'clock in the morning because they want to catch you both at home. You both get up in your pajamas. What the heck are you doing at my door? It's 5 o'clock. Well, with immigration, we're just checking in. You guys doing okay? Or they'll go knock on your neighbor's door. Hey, did the gentleman next door, did he get a new wife? And have you met her? Do you know which country she's from? I'm serious. They can do that. They didn't come and knock on our door, but they can do that. Yeah, absolutely. Denise Jefferson, my husband has established himself via employment. Perfect. Bring that information to the interview. Credit bank account. Bring that information to the interview. Are those areas less important, effective, or considered as proof of relationship? They are considered proof of relationship. We gave them all of our joint evidence. Bring that stuff with you to the interview. Okay? There was a Marine who didn't turn in. There was a Marine who lives in Los Angeles, and he filed for the green card for his wife from Thailand, I believe, and he didn't put anything in the freaking green card application. The marriage certificate, the passport photos. It was a horrible green card application. It was pitiful. It sucked. He's lucky he didn't get denied. But they told him we got to do an interview. He lives in Los Angeles. So he went to the interview, and they told him to bring with him to the interview bank statements showing joint commingling of funds, proof of cohabitation, etc. He went to the interview. He didn't bring any of that stuff with him. He says, I'm a freaking Marine. I don't have to prove anything to immigration. Immigration said, here's the letter we sent you. We want to see cohabitation of funds. We want to see commingling of funds, cohabitation, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Well, I'm a Marine. I don't have to prove anything to you. The immigration officer said, you got till tomorrow to provide us that information, or we will deport your wife on the next freaking plane back to Thailand. Okay. So they basically jerked his shirt up his butt. And the next morning, he was there with immigration with all these documents showing commingling of funds, cohabitation, etc. And he got his green card approved for his wife from Thailand. He's lucky. He's lucky they didn't deny it. So Denise, you got all this proof. We're going to put more pixie dust on Denise, okay? You're good, Denise. Fazak, I have the money and the assets. I am retired, so no income, just pension, Social Security. I have no living family. Gotcha, Fazak. If you got a fantastic portfolio, okay, I don't think it's going to be a problem. But be prepared when you file for the green card for an RFE for a joint sponsor, okay? But if you can show fantastic assets, cash and property, real estate, and write a letter when you file, write a letter, an affidavit explaining why you don't have any income, you're retired, you don't need to work, then that's what you want to do to cover it. Shireen Properties 2022. For your information, my fiance, her handle is Keeping Up with Irene. I like that. Has gotten her visa in hand. She's coming to America. Well, look at that. Let's give a Mountain Dew salute to Shireen Properties 2022. Coming to America soon. That's good news. We're glad to hear that. Denise Jeffson, we're not lovey-dovey like that, but we will take your advice and turn it on for the cameras. Denise, if you followed my advice, the immigration officer is going to review your case. They'll go back through the video. They'll go through the CCTV cameras. They're going to go, okay, how did they interact walking across the parking lot? How did they interact leaving their car? How did they interact returning to their car? Okay? That's number one. They look at the CCTV footage. They're going to see your interaction with each other, how you interact when you sit down. Okay? If you listen to me, Denise, I've not failed you yet. You got to become lovey-dovey. Okay? But not Hollywood lovey-dovey. Don't be doing a Hollywood, okay? These Homeland Security folks, they can read Hollywood all day long. Just be normal, okay? Good job to Sharing Properties 2022. Fazak, I'm on retirement. You got health insurance. Make sure you get her on your health insurance when you get married, okay? Fazak. Denise, don't be Hollywood, but just interact like I mentioned. Francois Livingston, Hammond went to get varicella vaccine yesterday and came out with 3 vaccines. Yikes. And I got the TB blood test issue figured out. I knew you could. I knew you could do it. Going tomorrow to get the blood test ordered and go get it done. Francois, Mountain Dew salute. Top of the class, as always. Even though you're late. You said you're late, but you're not late. Nobody's ever late for class. They just show up when they show up. Francois, you got it. Then you're going to meet an attorney in the afternoon to sign paperwork to add Hammond to the house deed. Very good. Shireen Properties 2022. We wholesale houses and do fix and flip properties. Okay. And buy them at auction and foreclosure sales. Great. That's excellent. I hope you're making lots of money. Okay. Capitalism works, doesn't it, Karina? Mm-hmm. Capitalism works. Francois Livingston, did you know that the Hep B, MMR, and varicella are done in 2 to 3 visits? Quanto tempo tu vacuna con? Karina said she had 3 of them. Two. She had. Repeat. She had 2. She had 2 in Colombia and 1 here. No. Oh no, Karina had 2 at the doctor's office, and then when she went to her medical exam at the embassy in Bogota, they said you're missing a shot, a vaccination. They said you can do it here or in the United States. And she said, I'll do it here. Because it's $25 in Colombia. It's probably $100 here. Good, but we want to put pixie dust all over Shireen Properties 2022. We want to see you making lots of money selling houses. Chris and Emil, hey, what do you need used for the study on the 10-year green card? So she can go ahead and review the questions and answers. There's no questions and answers for a 10-year green card. There's no questions and answers. You submit, you basically just lift the conditions, okay? And the chances of getting another visa interview for a 10-year green card, as long as you put together a strong 10-year green card package, is 0. You don't even have to repeat the medical exam for the 10-year green card. Because once you do the medical exam for the 2-year green card, which is mandatory now as of December 2nd, 2024, it's good forever. So you don't have to repeat it. What do you need to study for the 10-year green card? Nothing. Just submit a strong green card application. But you do have to know the Constitution, the U.S. government, etc. for the U.S. citizenship. And you got to be able to read and write English. Fazak, what is the I? Aye, Fazak. And Francois, you are going to be just fine. You're going to get hammered done. Denise Jefferson's going to be just fine. She's going to get Kenneth his green card. They're going to, but just don't forget what I said, Denise. Interaction, starting from the minute you leave the freaking car in the parking lot. Chris and Emil, so you don't have to be questions 100 for New Orleans. No, Karina went to New Orleans for her biometrics. The only question they asked her was, where's your passport and where's your marriage certificate? And she also had her military ID with her. So she said, she went to biometrics in New Orleans. Okay. She had her military ID, her birth certificate, was it? Or no, passport. Her passport, and that was it. Boom. And the appointment letter. You got to bring the appointment letter. And Fazak slipped your finger. You're good, Fazak. Chris and Emma, I mean, for the 10-year green card, citizenship to pass. Okay. You're talking about two different things here, Chris and Emma. The 10-year green card, there's no constitutional questions. There's no questions about the U.S. government or anything like that. There's no English test, writing test. There is for U.S. citizenship. So you say, I mean, for the 10-year green card, citizenship to pass. To become I've made a video. I made a video on questions for U.S. citizenship. I think it's like 100 questions. I've made that video. It's in the channel somewhere. You guys can look for it if you type in there questions for U.S. citizenship or something like that. It'll call up the video. But becoming a U.S. citizen is going to get a lot stricter under President Trump's presidency. Okay, so you're going to have to do better on the test. I'm thinking you're going to have to know more about our country. You got to assimilate, become an American. It's one thing to come to America and get a green card. It's quite another thing to assimilate and become an American. Some folks don't want to become American, and that's okay. If you come from a country, you just rather stay, keep renewing your green card every 10 years. You can do that. There's no problem. Immigration don't care. Okay. But if you have a green card, 10-year or 2-year, you don't want to leave the country longer than a year. If you do, your green card will be terminated. They'll say you've abandoned it. If you got a 10-year green card, you go on vacation, and then somebody gets sick in the family, and you stay in the country, let's say Australia, for a year, then your green card becomes obsolete. Border Patrol won't let you come back in unless you have you can apply for a re-entry permit. And even then, it's not guaranteed. Okay. The secret to this is get your green card, stay in America, don't go anywhere other than vacations in the United States, and become American. That's what, and stay and be in a relationship with your U.S. citizen sponsor. That's what immigration is looking for. They're looking for you to become loyal to this country. That's what they're looking for. Okay. There's no other way to explain it. If you get let's suppose you get to America and you get your 2-year green card, then you right away get on a plane and you go fly back to the country where you started from, and you stay there for 6 months because you miss grandma. Oh, I miss grandma. I got to be with grandma. We got to go. I miss my friends. Okay. And then you come back to America. Don't be surprised if the Border Patrol give you a hard time letting you back in the country. Just for 6 months gone. They can say, no, you abandoned your green card. Have a nice day. Do you see what I'm saying? Come to America, get your green card, stay in America, become a citizen, and then you get a U.S. passport. Then you can go wherever you want, except for North Korea or Cuba. Who would want to go there anyway? Let me see. Chris and Emil, so do you have to be Questions for New Orleans. There's no questions in New Orleans. That was for biometrics. I mean, for the 10-year citizenship, there are questions. When you apply for U.S. citizenship, you got to pass a test. You got to get 80% on the test. So if they ask you 100 questions, you got to get 80 questions right. Okay? You got to pass the test. You got to pass a written test, and you got to be able to speak English somewhat. Not perfect. I mean, you don't have to be, a PhD in English, but you got to be able to understand it. Let me see. Ted Caminodoros. The Colonel's back on the live stream. How are you, Diego? It is the Colonel. Have some questions. Well, come on, Colonel. Throw me some questions. That's why we're here. I repainted this whole room. Karina and I. We repainted the whole room the same color it was when I bought the house. But it's brand new. And now I put the pictures back up. Finally. It only took me 5 months, but I got them back up. Come on, Ted. Give me some questions, Colonel. Mrs. Asadu. Good night, Diego and Karina. Good night, Mrs. Asadu in Maryland. Mountain Dew salute to Mrs. Asadu. And now we're waiting for the Colonel to give me some questions. And then Karina and I are going to go get something to eat. Tu tienes hambre, mi amor? Karina is hungry. So come on, Colonel, give me some questions. Or I got to go, I don't know, we're going to eat something, maybe, I don't know, pizza, sandwiches. I don't know. It's late, so it probably won't be a big meal. So it doesn't sit, But we go eat something and watch a movie or something. Francois, good night. See you on Saturday. Francois, listen. The live stream will be Friday night, not Saturday. Okay, live stream is going to be Friday. Next live stream, not Saturday. Next live stream is Friday night, 6 p.m. Okay, on Saturday night, Karina has her Christmas gathering with her friends from work. And it's on Saturday. And Karina was invited, and she said she'll be there. No. Listen, Francois. Listen. On Saturday night, Francois, starting about 4 in the afternoon, is Karina's Christmas gathering with her friends from work. Okay, Karina has she has this great job, and her friends, she made these new friends, and they invited her to their house for Christmas dinner or lunch or something on Saturday. So I'm going to do the live stream on Friday night because I got invited too. Imagine that. I didn't change the schedule, just the day, one day. So Karina can go to her Christmas gathering. Ted, I have my wife. Have a great time, Karina. Karina said, thank you. Ted, Colonel, I have my wife and child here, married in 82 days. Excellent. Had some issues with the accountant doing my taxes while deployed. Well, you can fix that. Submitting for green card in a few weeks will be this and it. Will this be an issue? No, you're good, Ted. Just don't go past 6 months. So you have your wife and child, got married in 82 days. So you're still within 90 days, actually. Got your taxes done, figured out because of deployments. I've been through that too. I've been deployed a lot when I was in the Navy. So I've been there, done that. And you're going to submit for the green card in a couple of weeks. You're good. Pixie dust on the Colonel's green card application. And a Mountain Dew salute. And Ted, you're going to be perfectly fine. Just make sure you put a fantastic green card package together. Put a good green card package together. What is average time frame for a green card? 6 to 9 months. So if you apply for the green card, let's say the end of December, so probably by August of 2025, July, August, somewhere in there. You're welcome, Colonel. Now remember, immigration hired 4,000 new people 2 years ago. Now they're down 2,000. So they got to hire another 2,000 more people. So things are slowing down a little bit for green card processing, okay? Now, before we go, here's some trivia for you. What city did Colonel Sanders start Kentucky Fried Chicken? What city? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Colonel Harlan Sanders started. I'm just because Ted is a colonel. I'm bringing up the colonel. He started Colonel Sanders started KFC in Corbin, Kentucky. Where do green cards get mailed from? Chris and Emil, Corbin, Kentucky. North Corbin, Kentucky. That's right, Colonel. Now, where do green cards get processed and work permits? Corbin, Kentucky. Seriously, when you get your green card in the mail, it's going to say Corbin, Kentucky on the return envelope. Ted, I'm in South Carolina. Where do I mail my packet? Okay, well, let me tell you. You're in South Carolina. I will write the address down for you so that you have it. Do you have a pen? Colonel, do you have a pen? I got to find this. I got so much paperwork here, guys. You think immigration's easy? You should be sitting in my office. Okay. So where are you at? South Carolina, right? Colonel, you're in South Carolina. So I'm going to type the address for you, but make sure you have a pen in your hand. Okay, now listen up, Colonel. This is by FedEx, UPS, or DHL. This is the address, but you got to use FedEx, UPS, or DHL. Don't use the Postal Service because it won't get there. Okay? You understand what I just said, right? So this is where you're going to send it. Get ready to start writing. All right? USCIS. Attention. Adjustment of status. And then this is the box where you're going to send it to. 805-887. And Kuhn is checking me because my eyes are horrible. And it's going to be 1 South Dearborn. Is that good? No E, right? Mm-hmm. South Dearborn Street. Now this goes to the 3rd floor, so the UPS guy is going to have a lot of work here. Going up unless they got an elevator. Chicago, Illinois, 60603. I'm not ignoring you guys, okay? I'm helping the colonel out here. 60603-5517. Now, if you live in South Carolina, okay, this is where you're going to ship your green card application using a courier service. That's the address. Attention, AOS, box 805-887, 131 South Dearborn Street, 3rd floor, Chicago, Illinois. I spelled Illinois wrong. 60603-5517. Ted, tell me you got that. I've got my own little immigration office here. I can answer any question. But in a minute, I'm going to go eat. Ted, awesome tracking. I'm not trying. We got drones tracking us or what's going on, Ted? Come on, Colonel. You got a drone over my house? Okay, guys, we'll see you guys on Friday, okay? Because Saturday is Karina's Christmas gathering with her workmates. That means I'm copying. Gotcha. You must be Army, right? If you say you're tracking something in the Navy, I don't know. That means like there's a drone over my head. But in the Army, it means you're copying. There you go. Fazak, is that address also for Georgia? Let me see. If you live in Georgia, Fazak, you need the address for Georgia? Fazak, do you need me to type the address for you for Georgia? I'll do it for you right here. As long as you got a pen and you can write it down, I'll give you the address for Georgia on where to mail your green card application. I'll type it right here. This is for Georgia, okay? This is for Georgia, not for South Carolina. Not now, if different. No, it's different. It goes to Elgin, Illinois, if you live in Georgia. I'll type it up here anyway, okay? And then you can have it. and then you can write it down if you get a chance. I want to write it down here for you, okay? So you have it. But I'll give it to you again if you need it another day. I'll give it to you another day. Okay? Westfield Drive. I'm writing this out. You don't have to write it. You don't have to copy it right now, but if you do, you got it, right? Elgin, Illinois, 60124, 7836. This is if you live in Georgia. Ted, Colonel, did I send that?
Yeah.
It did? Okay. Colonel, see you Friday. I will have more questions. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. And if you don't celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate, we wish you a merry one of those. And Fazak, thanks. Appreciate. Good night. I will write off now, and we will see you Friday at 6 p.m. And because Karina has her dinner, Christmas dinner gathering with her work friends and their families. And I got invited. See you on Friday. And Fazak, thank you for that super chat. Okay, we won't ever forget that.